Hey guys, the real Laura B here. We got some interesting news come out today that Amber Heard is doing an interview on the Today Show. They're going to be releasing snippets of it this week, but Friday, I guess it's a Dateline special, 1 hour long. I'm wondering what she has to say. So let's take a quick look. Be right back. Hi, I'm Laura, also known as the real Laura B from Twitter. I'm a researcher, truth seeker, and a new wave internet journalist. I'm not a lawyer, nor offering any legal advice. Join me on a journey to draw the curtain back to expose key news developments in the world of celebrity lawsuits and current events. Let's get started. Hey, so we have a little bit of a snippet. Let's take a look at that now. This is an intro of what she's going to be doing. She's going to be talking about.
What one thinks about me, or what judgments you want to make about what happened in the privacy of my own home and my marriage behind closed doors. I don't presume the average person should know those things, and so I don't take it personally. But even somebody who is sure I'm deserving of all this hate and vitriol, even if you think that I'm lying, you still couldn't look me in the eye and tell me that you think on social media there's been a fair representation. You cannot tell me.
So in Elaine's first interview, she did two, ABC and CBS. The one thing she complained about was during the week, there was no way that jurors could have avoided, during that week off, avoided seeing social media. And then she was supposed to be on court TV and suddenly she had to cancel. Well, now we have a little bit of a different take. She's talking about social media being terrible, but she's not putting it on the juror this time. She's talking about how social media was vile to her, which was not in the courtroom at that point.
That you think that this has been fair.
Of course, we also touched on what happened in court and what the jury decided. There's no polite way to say it. The jury looked at the evidence you presented. They listened to your testimony and they did not believe you. They thought you were lying.
How could, I'll put it this way, how could they make a judgment? How could they not come to that conclusion? They had sat in those seats and heard over 3 weeks of nonstop, relentless testimony from paid employees, and towards the end of the trial, randos, as I say.
Okay, so she's now reframing this entire 6-week trial to 3.5 weeks as though she had no opportunity to put up a defense. That it was a 3.5-week trial now. Remember, the judge gave them equal time, absolute equal time. It wasn't that Johnny got 5 weeks and she only had a week rebuttal, but she went a clock. The judge said, if you go over your time, even mid-testimony, I'm going to stop you. They both had equal opportunities to bring their case, and she's acting to the public now like there was only a 3.5 week case that she just got to sit there and didn't get to defend herself at all.
So you don't blame the jury?
I don't blame them. It wasn't, I don't blame them. I actually understand he's a beloved character and people feel they know him. He's a fantastic actor.
Their job is to not be dazzled by that. Their job is to look at the facts and the evidence. And they did not believe your testimony or your evidence.
Yeah, they didn't believe. Nobody believed. Everybody who watched this trial did not believe her, pretty much. It was really hard to take anything. Her credibility was just destroyed. She didn't make the donations, nothing. Her credibility was just destroyed. But here she's saying, I don't blame the jury, which is not what Elaine was saying. She was running around blaming the jury that they had to have been influenced by social media. If they were influenced by social media at all, it's because Amber Heard brought it to the trial herself. Go look, go Google me, right? The UK trial, they kept bringing up if anyone was going to get online when they weren't supposed to. The first thing they were going to look up is the UK trial, and they would have seen all about it, and they still came out for Amber. So no, I don't believe the jury broke the rules, and I see her backpedaling on this now. Elaine did not give that court TV interview, and now with her saying, I don't blame the jury, maybe there's something there. Maybe that happens. But we'll also say now she's going to blame the jury that they were bedazzled by this actor that Johnny was acting, that he didn't bring the real Johnny. He brought the character Johnny. And no, that was absolutely the real Johnny. Yeah, that's the real Johnny. And even his own team said he brought his real self and he told the truth that he's been trying to tell for years. So I don't buy this.
Again, how could they, after listening to 3.5 weeks of testimony about how I was a non-credible person, not to believe a word that came out of my mouth?
We're going to have more of our exclusive interview with Amber Heard first on today, tomorrow, and Wednesday morning. It's a wide-ranging sit-down. And then we'll have the conversation on a special Dateline this Friday night, hour-long, 8/7 Central.
We look forward to that.
3.5 weeks. She's really pushing this 3.5 weeks that apparently no one else, she wasn't
The
allowed to
dramatic
present
scene
anything.
unfolding, you know.
But anyway, for 3.5 weeks only, they had to listen to all this testimony and no mention of hers. Now, I'm sure we're going to hear a lot about her testimony. What we did hear Savannah say, they didn't believe you. I'm very concerned. I don't think Savannah Guthrie's going to bring the hard questions, the hard opposition. I think this is going to be the Amber show, sadly. I hope I'm wrong. Yeah, I think she's going to be portrayed as the victim that nobody would listen to. Let's see what else that we were learning about. This is what was released, I think, yesterday. Yeah. So anyway, here we are in the Daily Mail. We found out, it was reported that Amber had arrived in a private plane. Somehow they had her full itinerary where she was leaving from a DC airport, got into Teterboro, New Jersey airport, ended up being in New York City, coming in for some kind of meeting, which we now know was for the interview. So here's what we've got. We've got her carrying these big folder of documents. We have this gentleman carrying boxes. And there she is with that big folder. So what is my concern here? I think Elaine made it very clear that there was a lot of evidence that was not admitted. And I think she's going to be using this interview to present all the evidence that was not admitted into Virginia. It's going to be cherry picked. It's going to be obviously beneficial to her and completely unopposed. And we're going to see. But I think that's what we're going to be seeing in this interview. So fingers crossed that she comes across the way she did in her testimony, which was completely not credible. And stay tuned. We'll watch more. See you soon.